100% Chance of Wine, sponsored by The Lodge at Columbia Point.
Today on 100% Chance of Wine, we made our way to Longship Cellars here in Richland, and I'm joined by Cassie and Kyle. You guys are a family-owned winery that started up, what, back in 2016?
13.
13?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about how you guys got started up.
Well, I was working for another winery at the time, and there were some grapes in the vineyard that I had my eye on, some Tempranillo, of course. And I talked the owner into letting me buy some fruit, make it in their cellar, get licensed, and then start selling wine out of our car, basically, just to start. And then a couple years later, we were able to release those wines and have a party and start a wine club, and then the following year, the tasting room.
Why did you guys want to start up a winery in the first place?
That's your dream, babe.
Okay. Well, I think
Mine now too.
When places like the Prosser Wine Circle opened and wine became more of a cultural experience in this area, my family kind of jumped on it, and we started having wine from all over, not even necessarily just Washington wines, for dinner and get-togethers and things like that. And I think we used to joke about, we should have our own winery someday because we loved it so much. But at the time, like looking back, we never would have thought that would have actually happened.
Right.
So I joined the Navy after that, and then got out and went to college and kind of became disinterested in what I was majoring in. And then I think my mom said, hey, WSU has this ad in the paper today about, the Tri-City, wine program.
Right.
So I just kind of on a whim said, okay, I'm gonna move home and do that.
It's been good ever since?
It's been great. I mean, I was a business major, so going into that program where it's all biology and chemistry and, plant science, it was quite the change. So I basically started over, but I loved it, and it really has paid off. The program's great.
How is it working together as a team?
It's awesome. I actually got my degree in business management because I wanted to open up a coffee shop, to create a space for community. And so it's cool because it manifested in a totally different way. And I'm super grateful, and it's been challenging. It's challenging to work with your spouse, but you learn to communicate differently, what works and what doesn't work, and how you need to change. And it's been a really cool adventure for us to figure out, and cool to see this flourish and to know that we did it together, and that's a really cool feeling.
And you primarily work in the tasting room and deal with a lot of the customers that come in.
Yeah. So I manage our tasting room, our wine club, our business, financials, some employees that we have, which are mostly family, but we're hiring more now. So yeah, it's awesome. It's cool. I think my favorite thing is to share our wine, but to hear people laugh and spend time with each other and hear, it's really neat.
I'm sure you get to hear a lot of their stories. And,
yeah.
It's just probably nice to hear some good things about the wine that's being made here.
Yeah, definitely. It's awesome because people love the wine, and Kyle's not here super often, and so I try and tell him all the time, people are loving the wine, they're, raving about it, and it's cool when he does come in and work and people say it and he gets to see it and hear it.
Yeah. You're out in the vineyard quite a bit right now, especially with harvest.
Absolutely.
How has that been over the last couple of years?
It's every year's a challenge, and we still experiment quite a bit. We have a few vineyards that we're locked in with, and but every year we try to find something else that works with our style, and it's hard not to make every single varietal of wine because it's so much fun to work with. Starting out, I didn't want to make too many wines. I wanted to make 3 or 4, but the more variety you have, then you have something for everyone, and it's just, it's a lot of fun to make a lot of wine.
It brings more people in.
It does,
and
yeah.
you get to meet a lot more people.
Yeah. And this year we released a lot of new wines that we've never had. So we released a Merlot, a Garnacha, Petite Syrah, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
So it's fun to have these new varietals that like our club members and our loyal people have never tried before from us.
And you said, is it Tempranillo?
Tempranillo,
is that what you kind of started on?
Yeah, that's what I looked for first, yeah. And a lot of that is from an internship that I had in France, in one of their vineyards in Saint-Emilion. We would take trips down to Rioja and other parts of Spain. I fell in love with the wines, especially some of the value of the wines, and then, a lot of them are blends, but they're Tempranillo dominant blends, or just 100% Tempranillo.
Right.
I don't know what it is about the grape. Maybe it's the name at first. Just it's fun to say, but to me, it's a complete wine. Yeah.
How does it do in this area?
I think great, and I think you're seeing more plantings now. Finally, I think a lot of wineries. I think there's just over 100 wineries now making a varietal Tempranillo, and that's great. And people are responding really well to it. So.
How does it compare to other reds that you see here?
I call it Spain's Cabernet when somebody asks. You know, it's so good as a blender. It's a very versatile grape. It has a very distinct flavor profile, and it's really fun to work with. I love it. Yeah.
When did you guys start adding more wines to the mix?
When we open the tasting room, you start to, you want to push these wines, and this is our variety of choice or whatever, but people ask for other things, and then I'm like, okay, well, that sounds fun. I think I'll give that a shot. Yeah.